to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to cut this pattern, and we are also going to be sewing it. I'll be dividing this video into two because it's long. All right, so I'll be working with this fabric. This is an organza fabric. I'll be using it for the sleeve area, and this is the high target material I'll be using for what the bodice. Okay, it's an off-shoulder bodice and an off-shoulder bustier. So these are the instruments I've been working with. All right, I'll be doing the cutting today. By next week I'll be uploading the sewing like we do. All right, so if today is your first time of coming to this channel, please, I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I want to also remind you to subscribe if you've not subscribed. Okay, and if you've subscribed, please don't forget to like, share. Okay, and also if you've not hit the notification bell, please do, so that you always get our notification whenever we upload. So we just go right into the class. Princess dart for this tutorial. Okay, the last week we used I think the same princess dart. So this week I'll also be using princess dart, and I hope you can see what I am doing. 5 inches for my off shoulder. I'll place my tape here. All right, I'll take my armhole at 9 inches. My bust point is at 10, under bust is at 17, waist is at 20, and I'll take extra 1 inch for my allowance. So just mark I'll just roll it. Hope you can see it very well. All right, so my client's bust is 45. I'll be using 5 inches for my nipple to nipple. And now I have two fabric here. One is serving as my back side, this one, and this is serving as the front part. So this is the zipper allowance. I'll be using the zipper allowance of 2 inches. Okay, so the nipple to nipple is 5 inches. So I'll take 5 inches from the bust point to my waistline. All right, so the shoulder of this client is 16.5 divided by 2. I have 8.25. I'll add extra ½ inch for my allowance, and then I'll take it down to meet my armhole. I'll also put my armhole curve. Last week I did a princess dart gown with peplon on 3-tier peplon on it. I did with shoulder. Today we're making it as what? An off shoulder. So just keep watching. All right, so now the next thing to do is to take your dart. Now on this part I'll take dart of 2 inches, and then here I'm going to take 1 inch. So I'll connect it to meet my under bust, which is here, and I also connect this one too. Okay, so if you see the distance from my under bust to my bust point is very high, so because of that I'll be coming down with 2 inches, so which means the bust point I used was 12 inches. All right, I used is 12 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to connect this, and then I also connect this one. All right, so now to connect to the armhole, I'm going to check my armhole round. My client's armhole round is 22 divided by 2. We have 11 inches. So remember we took 5 inches out from our off shoulder. So I'm going to calculate. I'm going to get that 11 inches. So this is 11 inches here, and then I'll add extra 1 inch for my allowance. So half of 11 inches is 5.5. So I'll be connecting my dart to this place. So I've just connected it. All right, so I'm going to come down with one. I'll go up with 1 inch. Remember how we do it, so that you'll not be short of fabric. And here I'll also come down with 1 inch. All right, so that will erase all the budging around the armhole area. So I'll connect also. All right, so this is it. So I have a new armhole line. All right, so I'm going to take my measurement. The bust I'm working with is 45 divided by 4. I have 11.25. I'll be adding 3 inches for my allowance. And then for the under bust I'm working with is 40 divided by 4. I have 10 inches plus 3 inches for my allowance. And then I'm going to add back the dart I have here, 3 inches dart. And so whatever I have, the highest measurement I have, I'll just go up this way. Hope you can see what I'm doing. The highest measurement. So I just went up. Now we are going to cut. Okay. You know how we do the cutting, so I'll cut it out first. So cut out from the first line, okay, so that we can get the back part. Remember that first initial line, cut it out. So I'll try to remove the starting point line. So I'll open up the back side. Then I'll set the back side apart so I can finish that in front. So this is for the front and this is for the back side. Set them aside. Let's finish up this. Okay, I'll cut out the armhole. I'll also set the back side aside so that I can cut out the front part. Now, remember this dart, we'll take it off. And then we'll take out this dart also. Alright, so this is it. Now to trim the back side, I'm going to place the front on the back this way, making sure that this part meets. All right, just this part. So I'll trace what I'll make the back and the front look equal now. Alright, so these are the back. So now I'm going to do the lower body. The lower body I will be using a 6 pieces. Okay, I have a video on how to cut a 6 that I'll show you, but I also have a video on how to cut 6 pieces. I'll be putting the link below so you watch them in case I am too fast. Alright, so for the front part, if you recall, there's this opening, a very plunge opening in front, okay, on the front part. So what I'm going to do, I will take 1/4 of an inch on this part, okay, 1/4 of an inch, and then once I get to this place, remember we removed 5 inches. All right, I don't want it to be too much, so I'm going to come in here with 6, and then I also come in here with 1. So I'm going to connect that 5, this half here, this 1/4 I collected, I'll connect it to meet that 1 inch. Okay, hope you can see what I'm doing. My client said she doesn't want it too exposed, so now I'm taking a very little inch here. Reason is because by the time you are through sewing, since I collected 1/4 of an inch, if you open it, it's giving you 1/2 inch. Not so, but if you finish sewing it, you have something like 1 inch there. So that is why you have to take very tiny it's going to just take it very tiny. All right, so let me connect this way. So I'm going to open it up. So by the time I am through with sewing, I will not have too much of the opening, just have a little. So this is it. So this is how it should look like. Okay, like I said, I don't want it too much open. By the time we are through with sewing, it should look something like this, just like this. And then for the net I'll be using here, I'll be doubling the net. I can even make it up to 4 because she said she doesn't want it too much open, so I can make like up to 4 of the net, so that it's not going to show her bust. All right, so this is it for the front part. All right, so this is the down part. All right, I'll be using a 6 pieces. I just remember it's the 6 pieces I'll be using. So it's actually a 6 pieces gown. Okay, the down part is going to be 6 pieces. So now remember from her off shoulder to her underbust was 17 inches. I will be adding 1, 2, 3 for the waistline, so I'll be taking it at 20 inches right from this starting point. So from the waist to the hip, I'll be using 26.5. From the waist to the knee, I'll be using 38 inches. And then the length of the gown I'm working with, the gown length I'm working with is around 65, so I have enough. This is 60 here, so I have enough. My client is very tall, so I have like 5 inches, just little. Okay, so we'll be using it that way. So now I'm going to make all the lines look visible. Now someone will ask, how much of the material did I fold? Remember, your 6 pieces is usually what on fold. Okay, so I will be using 9 inches for 9 inches on fold. 9 inches is what I'll be using. The reason is because you are making use of 3 yards of fabric, and 3 yards, if you use 9 inches to fold for your 6 pieces, it will be accurate. You will not end up crying for extra material. But you can decide to go for 11 inches for your flay and all that, 11, 13, but please use 9 inches. All right, so this is 9 inches here. So now for the waist, we are supposed to divide by 6. Okay, whatever you have, after you finish dividing by 6, you are going to also divide by 2 again. All right, but I want to give you a very easy way of dividing your just 6 pieces without disturbing yourself, because you know 6 times 2 is what? Is 12. Is that not so? Since the 6 pieces is 6 panel you need, by the time you fold it into 2, it gives you how many? 2 times 6, that is how many? 12. So we are going to divide by 12. It's true it's 6 pieces, but because of what? Time. Like I said, you can say the waist divided by 6 and divide by 2 again, but it doesn't really make sense. Just go straight to the point. You know, we like easy things. We like to just do things and be fast with it. So I'm going to say the waist divided by what? By 12 is still the same thing as waist divided by 6 divided by 2 again. All right, so let's go. Now the waist I'm working with is 44 divided by 6. We have divided by 12. We have 3.6. All right, so we'll go to the hip too. So I'm putting 3.6. 3.6. I'm going to add extra 1 inch for my allowance. Now for the hip I'm working with is 48.5 divided by 12. It's going to be 48. We have 48.5. What you doing the one now? See point here. 8.5 divided by 12. 48.5 divided by 12, we have 4.0. So we'll just say 4 inches. All right, we'll put our 4 inches here. We add extra 1 inch for allowance. So whatever I have here on the hip, I'm going to minus, subtract 1, and I'll put it here. I have 4 inches here, minus 1, I have what? 3 inches. So I'll just put my 3 inches here, and then I'll add extra what? 1 inch. So I'm going to do all my connections. I'll connect from my waist to the hip, and from the hip to the what? To the nail. So here we had the waistline, the hip, and the nail, then the length of the what? Of the gown. So from here, I'll just connect straight with the help of my long ruler. You should have this kind of ruler. So I'll just connect it to the what? To the length of the gown. So this is it for our 6 pieces. I have the link. So there I did only 6 pieces there. I'll put the link so that you watch it and understand it more. So with this, I'm going to cut extra 4 panels, and the one is going to have zipper allowance, all right, on the back. So I'll use this to cut out 1 zipper allowance panel and extra 4 that is looking this way. So in total, we'll have around 6 of them, and then we'll slit the one with zipper allowance. So at the end, you should have something like 7, but ordinarily is 6. All right. So now I'm going to do this one off camera, and then I'll cut out the sleeve, Organza ruffle on it. So that's the reason why we are using this fabric. All right, so I'm going to cut out the sleeve, and so this is my off shoulder sleeve. Alright, so I am using an off-shoulder sleeve. Alright, so this is an off-shoulder sleeve. Okay, so if you're wondering how I did this cutting, I'll be putting a link below, so go and watch it. Alright, so this is my off-shoulder. I'll be adding this will serve as the band. Okay, I'm going to keep adding the flounce until I get to the end of the of this fabric. Now, to do your flounce, you need an organza. This is organza I'm working with. As you can see, the one we have there. So I'm going to get my organza. Now the length of you determine the length of the organza you want. Okay, that's the width now. So I'll need something like this, fold into 2. I'll be needing something of this nature. I think this one will be okay. So let's measure it. So I should have 2.5 inches. So that's what I need. But let's make it okay. 2.5, it's okay. On fold, I'll be using 2.5 on fold. So I'm going to cut all my flounce, all my organza into 2.5. Remember, like I said, it's 2.5 on fold. So if 2.5 on fold, it means, okay, let's use 2 inches. 2 inches, then you're going to fold it in before we sew. So this is 2.5. I'm using half to do what? Turn up. I'll turn it up before I use it so that it will look nice. All right, so 2.5 on fold, which is total of 5 inches. So I'll put a knot here, and then I'll just keep cutting this way. All right, so this is exactly what I want. So I'm going to cut this as much as as possible, as plenty as I want. Now you go and turn up. You turn it up so that you hide all this rough part inside. So once you are done with turning up, you just keep it this way, and what you start what pleating. We keep doing it until we get to the what we keep doing it until we get to the what to the end. But I'm going to show us how to do this on my second on the second video on how to sew it. I'm not trying to show you what to cut out. So this is it. All right. And then for the net, I'll be using a skin net. I will show you all that when we are sewing. All right, so if this tutorial was very helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again in my next class when I'll show you how to sew this, and we'll be learning how to sew this. Until then, I'm Cynthia. Bye.